YouTube people. So today's video I'm going to be talking about Fort Irwin. So if you're not coming to Fort Irwin or you don't even know what Fort Irwin is, you're not going to want to watch this. So it might be pretty boring to you if you have no idea what I'm talking about. So, disclaimer. I am an Army wife. My husband is a E5 and we don't have any kids. We have one dog. So if you have kids or, your husband or wife is a different rank or, in the Navy, Marines or whatever, things could be different. This is just from my experience and the advice I have to give to you. So anyways, yeah, let's get started. So I have some paper, so if you see me kind of looking down, it's because I have a lot of information that I'm trying to not forget. I'm gonna try to make this not boring. I know a lot of information can get really boring, but I feel like it's better for you to just listen to me and get the advice that I can give you, so maybe it's a little bit easier when you're coming here, because PCSing can be very stressful and very hard. So first things first, you're gonna want to make reservations at the Landmark Inn. The Landmark Inn is a hotel on post. It's the only hotel on post, and you're gonna want to book probably 2 weeks or even more in advance. I know some people don't know their plans exactly yet or what day you're gonna get here, but definitely try to book in advance. I called, I think, a week before me and my husband were coming, and the lady was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have anything available." I was like, "What? Say that again?" So I called back in like 5 hours. I got someone different on the phone, and they're like, "Oh, we have plenty of room." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I booked 5 days, and we didn't know how quick we were gonna get housing, if it was gonna be like in-house or if it was gonna be like a really long process. We had no idea what to really expect when we were coming here. So you can book 5 days, and let's just say you only stay there for 3 days. They're not going to charge you for the 5 days. They understand that you're coming here and that this is a new experience and you're moving here and things are unexpected, so they will work with you. They're not going to charge you. As far as if you have a dog, they expect you to keep it in a kennel. They have a place called Sgt Fuzz Buddies that's like across the street ish, like over this way if you're at the hotel. And I didn't keep my dog here. My dog is 45 pounds, half husky mix, and he's very high anxiety. They keep some of their dogs outside that I've seen. I never really went inside their actual facility, so I can't tell you what everything looks like, but the hotel's gonna be like, "Oh, we don't accept dogs." So I called Sgt Fuzz Buddies, and I was like, "Hey, my dog's high anxiety, what do I do?" So I found out. Now they're not gonna want to really tell you this, okay, because they don't want dogs in their hotel. They just don't. So I found, okay, so Fort Irwin Connection on Facebook is gonna be your best friend. It's a Facebook page where you can ask questions, people help each other out. There's some drama on there sometimes, but that's just with any page. But anyways, I found out that Sgt Fuzz Buddies can give you a letter saying that your dog is high anxiety, and then the hotel has to let you keep the dog there. Now, we got there late at night, and Sgt Fuzz Buddies was closed, so we couldn't get the letter. So they were just like, "Okay, tomorrow, make sure you get that letter," yada yada yada. So we got the letter, and then we had to pay $25 for each night that our dog stayed there. It's really up to you, you know, if you want to pay. I don't know the prices for Sgt Fuzz Buddies. I'll leave the number in the description so you can call them if you don't care that your dog stays in a kennel. That's up to you. And then there's PCS price and normal hotel prices. If you have your orders, they're gonna want a copy of them, and it's $63.99 every night. And then if you live here and you want your friends or your family to stay there and not stay with you, it's $92 per night. So it's not too bad. If your husband got his money early for PCSing, you can pay for it with that, or make sure you keep all your receipts so that way later on you get your money back for it. Like I said, we stayed there for 5 days. You might only have to stay there for 2 or 3 days. It really depends on your situation. So next, okay, so dogs. If you have a dog, cat, whatever, I know for dogs you have to have them microchipped, and our dog was already microchipped when we came from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. So we already had Thor. That's my dog's name, Thor. Thor was already microchipped, so he was good. Now if your dog was never microchipped, you never lived on post, you're definitely gonna want to get him microchipped before you get here. It's just easier because if you have a vet your dog's already comfortable with, it's so much easier. So I will also leave the number for the vet down below, so that way you can call, and whatever kind of animal you have, you can check with them and see exactly what you need to do as far as getting your dog registered. I think the 5th or 6th day that we were here, we went up to the vet. We filled out some paperwork, once we got our address and everything, just to register your animal. And it was as simple as that. You just want the paperwork to give to the housing office or whatever. They just want proof. Okay. Housing. So, things that they don't tell you about housing. Oh my God. Okay, so there is a Facebook page online that is called The Villages at Fort Irwin. Now, the Facebook page, if you don't know much about Fort Irwin, you're gonna be like, oh, they have pictures of the houses and this is great. No. So the page shows houses for I think E7 and above, okay? Those are 3-bedroom houses. They show you the nicest of the nice. Most of the time, that's not what you're gonna qualify for. Like I said, my husband is an E5. We have no kids, so we qualified for, I think, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom-ish, basically a 2-bedroom house. So they didn't have any pictures of that, but they don't really write that. They put 2-bedroom whatever, and then they have different ones that make you think that you're gonna get this wonderful nice house, and it's totally not the case. So anyways, you're gonna go to the housing office, and I will have a video that explains everything that you should do before you PCS. So I'll explain that more in another video, but before you get here, get on the housing list. Make sure as soon as your husband has those orders that you get on the list. Some people say, oh, it doesn't matter. Get on the list, okay? It helps, all right, to have everything taken care of in advance. So housing is going to give you a list when you get there. And the list is going to have, our list I think had 6 houses on it, right? We're like, oh my God, we had 6 houses to choose from. No, okay, no. Some of the houses they have keys for and they're available that day. You can go look at them, and then some of the houses aren't available till 3 days or 4 days or a week out. You can go look at the house, and peek in the window, you know, like, oh, is it so cute? You know, some of the the houses don't have the blinds open, so you're pretty much screwed. People can sign the lease for a house without going inside. Yes. I was just like, what the fuck? Okay, I never have signed a lease for a house without seeing what it looks like on the inside. Like, why? Okay? So people will sign the lease with just seeing what street the house is on the list, because they might know someone that's here, or they went and they just seen the outside of the house, and looks can be very deceiving. Okay, me and my husband went on Facebook, the Fort Irwin Villages page, and there was, our number one was Dove Gulch. Okay, I think that's how you say it. To us, that's what it looked so nice, and oh, it looked, you know, like the best housing ever. And then we went and we decided, okay, well, we're gonna sign the paper for the house that day, and that's the one we're gonna get. And the lady's like, are you sure you want to go look, you know? So we went and we looked and we peeked in the windows, and we thought it looked okay, but we weren't sure. Now, this is a hack. Woo! So if there's a maintenance man there working on the house, ask him to go inside, because a lot of the houses are gonna be worked on because they're getting ready for people like us to move in them. So we knocked on the door, and the maintenance guy was like, yeah, come in. We looked around. It was awful. Like, awful. The living room was so small. When we looked in the window, we thought the counters were like granite. It was that cheap, the peel-on stuff that they put on, and the hallways were like this small. Now, my husband is a very macho type of guy, okay? And those hallways were like super small. It had stairs, and there was, I want to say, 3 bathrooms in this house, which was really weird. And there was 2 bedrooms, and the bedrooms were so small. One of the rooms had a little shower in it, and my husband wouldn't have been able to turn around. Like, it was just like bump, bump, bump. It was bad. So do not pick a house by what it looks like on the outside. I guarantee it's totally deceiving. We would have been so upset if we would have signed the lease to that house. So from what I've heard and what I've seen, Coyote Springs they're like fourplexes. Those are like the oldest housing on Post. Don't do it. Just don't. It might not look that bad, but everyone that I've talked to personally here hates Coyote Springs. Now, there's some people that don't mind it, you know, maybe they like that type of thing, you know, but from my advice to you, don't go for Coyote Springs. Just saying. So let's see what else. Okay, so the list they give you, you get one list every 30 days. So if someone tells you, oh, you can, you know, just deny all of the housing and wait for another list, don't do it. 30 days, they won't give you another list. So that means you're gonna have to come out of pocket to stay in the hotel for 30 days, and nobody has time for that. Okay, there are 14 different housing areas, give or take, on Post. Like I said, some of the nicer ones, those are for higher ranking. If you have kids, if you have a a lot of kids, you know, this is going to be different. But if it's just you and your husband and your dog, this is what you're going to have to deal with. We have, you know, a 1-story, you know, floor plan. All the housing pretty much that we qualified for had the same like square footage, but if it's spread in like a townhouse type of floor plan, you're not gonna have as much room as, you know, something that's spread out. We have a garage, a really spacious backyard. I do recommend, if you have a small dog, to get chicken wire or whatever, because the fence, like, it's kind of staggered like this, so if you have a small dog, it might be able to escape and get away. That's just as far as that goes. Food. When you get here, you're gonna be probably really hungry, and I'm gonna tell you, before you get to Fort Irwin, eat. Okay? Because depending on, we got here at night, and when we got here at night, you know, we saw all the lights. We're like, oh, this place is not gonna be that bad. We woke up, and when I say Fort Irwin is in a bowl, you're literally like in a bowl, and there's mountains everywhere. So anyways, food, you have Taco Bell and Popeyes. Those are the only 2 driveways. Now, on weekdays, there's food trucks, and they have, I think, 3 or 4 food trucks, and those are going to be your best friend because those are freaking delicious. But inside the PX, you have Taco Bell, O'Charlie's, the bagel place, and I think that's it. So if you get here super late at night, everything might be closed, and you don't really want to eat what they have at the hotel. Like, they have like little Hot Pockets and stuff like that. And then there's Pizza Hut, Subway, and there's a place called Shockwave that you can eat at. Now, Shockwave and Pizza Hut are the only 2 places that are gonna deliver your food, but there's still cutoff times for that. And there's Starbuckses. I think there's 2 Starbuckses on post, so if you love coffee, you're good to go. And there's a 24-hour shopette. Now, they do have like hot dogs, burritos, stuff like that. So if you want like a snack or something like that. Now, if you come during a rotation or something, Popeyes or Burger King or something might close early, and you might be like,
it's so early, man. Why can't I eat some chicken?
It's because the rotation schedule or whatever, a lot of the places could close early. That is pretty much a good amount of information for when you're coming to Fort Irwin. Like I said, I'm going to do a, before you get here, like a pre-PCS tips, tricks, you know, what you should do. I will do a Fort Irwin video on, you know, what's here, how is it living here, a house tour, all different kinds of Fort Irwin based videos. So this is just the first of many. So I really hope that this helped you out in some way. I'm very honest with my experiences. Your experience, if you already live at Fort Irwin, may be different. Your experience might be different when you get here. It all depends on what you go through, but I figured it would really help with some information, so that way you kind of know what to expect. So if you like this video, make sure you hit thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.
Oh my god, so looking at the footage, I guess I talk like this whenever I talk. I have all this double chin going on when I'm talking. And I promise, I don't have a double chin. I look so much cuter than that. So sad.
Are you bored yet? Is this too much information overload? Well, I hope you're not getting bored. So let's just keep up the pace and keep on with the information.
Hello. two people.